It's episode 2, which is actually quite quick because we only recorded last Sunday, didn't we? And now it's Thursday.
Very true.
So
It's
quite
not even a week gone by and we're already desperate to talk to each other again.
tell me about it. It's shocking. But this one is themed.
Most we've spoken in 2 years.
We barely have.
It's true.
Since I moved up here, like we haven't been to the pub. We've barely spoken. Yeah.
Oh no.
But
anyway, this is a good way of doing it.
Yeah, that's true. And you had a good idea in we were talking about having themed episodes. So you want to talk about Dragon Ball or DBZ?
Yes, Dragon Ball Z to be more precise, should we say?
I mean, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are all kind of, in my head, they're all one thing because they are all one thing. But you know,
they're all part of the same universe. But I really believe they are separate, and especially when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, I think it has its own universe. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, the topic of today is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So
why is following the old rhythm as what we've got last time? I wrote a quick bit in the document for us to follow some sort of script.
Yeah, believe it or not, there is a plan. Judging by last time, it really didn't seem that way at all.
Well, there is this time. Starting in the same fashion as we did last time. Crock, I'm going to ask you, why is Dragon Ball Z one of your favourite anime?
Honestly, we're probably going to have the same answers to this, but it really is for me that nostalgic thing. It was the first proper anime that I watched. So as a kid, you look back and I'm the same age as the Dragon Ball manga. I'm the same age as Transformers. So Transformers obviously was American and Japanese, but to me, in my head, that's anime. So I watched that, but I never really thought of it that way. As a kid, there was we spoke about this the other day, Samurai Pizza Cats, which was completely westernized because they didn't have anyone to translate it, so they just made up their own story, so it wasn't kind of true to the original. Dragon Ball Z was the first proper anime that I was aware of that it was different to Western cartoons, and it was that kind of thing that you used to watch on I can't remember, Saturday or a Sunday on Sky, and it was just so different to everything else. It just kind of blew your mind. And I remember, being a kid and seeing the first Super Saiyan transformation, and you're like jumping up on the couch like, this is so fucking cool. I probably did say that as a kid because I was a little prick, but do you know what I mean?
I can imagine Mama Crock shouting from the other room, "Stop swearing, you fucking ingrate."
That's going to get blacked out, but I'll leave that bit in. Dickhead.
Oh, wait, what bit?
My surname and my first name, again.
I didn't say your first name.
Yes, you did.
I said Mama Crock.
Yeah, and then what did she say?
Oh, yeah. We will get better at this, I swear down.
You will.
Yeah.
I haven't done it once. But yeah,
right, so,
like I say,
like you were saying, if you were swearing while you're watching it, your mother from the other room would have been screaming, "Shut the fuck up!"
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, literally. I can imagine. And I can imagine you being a little shit when you were a kid.
Of course. Oh, 100%. But yeah, it was that first thing. It was the first time that I became aware that there was something that was similar but so different. Because it wasn't like at the time it came over to the UK, it was the time that kids shows in general were starting to change anyway. So when I was a lot younger, it was just pure entertainment for kids. Yeah, you had the vaguely educational stuff for the much younger kids, but then kids TV was just pure entertainment. It was fun, it was silly, it was stupid, and at around about the time that Dragon Ball came over to the UK, it's when the TV over here started to change, where everything had to have a message or a moral or something, and this was just pure fun.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's sort of just it. When I look back on it now, I reminisce, but I could actually still watch it and sort of still feel that same excitement, I guess.
Oh, 100%.
And I think, yeah, and I think that will actually be a theme for a lot of people. Well, a lot of people that really like Dragon Ball Z. Because as you sort of say, it's just, oh, it's just so good. I remember, like you were saying, when we were kids, I think the first time I saw it was back in '96.
Mm.
Like literally 1996. We're going 26 years ago now. It's, well, nearly that. It's insane, really, when you think about it. I can remember coming home from school, switching on Cartoon Network, and it was on for half an hour every evening on Sky, like Cartoon Network. And I literally would sit there and I would claim the TV from whatever time it was. I think it was like 5:30 till 6, and nobody else could watch it. It was literally just me, and I could only have the TV. And I could, like you were saying, I remember the excitement of watching the first Super Saiyan transformation. It was like, what the fuck is going on here? And like Goku absolutely destroying Frieza.
It was
And
it was one of those things. I don't know if you had the same thing, but there was stuff that everybody spoke about at school. So for me, it was everyone spoke about Red Dwarf, everybody spoke about the X-Files, everybody spoke about Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
It was that thing that everyone was into, and it was a massive kind of, you know what schools are like. Even the, you know, the weirdest outcast kids could engage with people because everyone watched it, and it was like, oh, did you see the episode yesterday? It was so good. It's like, it was such a big thing.
Very true.
And people today know about it as well, and that's the thing, because like the whether or not it should go ahead is another question. But the Olympics, Goku is one of the brand ambassadors for the Olympics.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's so strange. That kind of blows my mind to think that an anime character is the is an ambassador for the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo.
Yeah,
hilarious. And
to think,
so good. It's cool actually when you think about it.
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, well, I think Naruto's one as well. I think Sailor Moon's one. There's a few, but I remember even in the news, 37
big time anime that went Western, basically.
Yeah, 30 odd years after it came out, it was still the headline in the news. So it was Goku made whatever it is. Goku from Dragon Ball made Olympics ambassador, and then within the article it'd be, oh, by the way, so is Naruto, so Sailor Moon, so's whoever.
Yeah.
But it's like,
he's still the biggest anime character that's basically ever lived, really.
Yeah. And then when
in the eyes of a lot of people.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I can't think of, obviously we mentioned it last time we spoke about kind of One Piece and how long that's been going on, but I still don't think if you spoke to an average person, they'd know who Luffy is. They'll have heard of Goku.
No, genuinely.
Like
a lot of people,
it was a massive cultural thing.
And how many games there have been? You've got to think. They did Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I think there was like 6 releases across multiple platforms, from PlayStation 2 all the way through to Xbox. And then they did Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, 3, and that was like the second wave of release. And there's been hundreds of different adaptations of the games.
Yeah, and they did the 2 Xenoverses with
millions,
with brand new plots and everything.
Exactly, and you've got obviously Dragon Ball Super now, which is the new storylines and everything that is still going.
Dude,
but obviously we don't want to.
We don't want to talk about that. But I will say that I
was going to say,
as an adult in my mid-30s, I jumped off the sofa when when Goku sort of came out in his UI transformation. I was like, this is like, it's so my childhood. It was so like,
literally.
It did just remind me of being a kid and watching the first Super Saiyan. transformation. It was mental.
I don't think you'll ever beat the first Super Saiyan transformation, because there's also that epic point where it's like it's not just a one-off, because he flies off at the end of the fight with Frieza, and he's no longer a Super Saiyan, and he's like back to his like normal look, even though the transformation is just basically black hair to blonde hair. But he's just his normal self. He's like run out of energy, and then it shows you at that final bit where he gives Frieza a bit of power, and then Frieza tries to attack him again, and he just instantly goes back Super Saiyan. And it's from that point you know that right, okay, yeah, at any point Goku can become a Super Saiyan whenever he wants.
Yeah,
and you knew that from there on out it was sort of like the new thing.
Having said that, that was supposed to be the end of it. That was
literally, I know.
Yeah. But you know, money talks.
But they realized
it was far too popular.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad money talks.
Oh yeah.
Because I tell you what, that will help with now is moving on to the next question. So when I say this question, I've just put them down as bullet points, but you just said money talks, and that's where it was supposed to end. So the Frieza arc, or saga, as a lot of people call each, should we say, series of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. What is your favourite saga? You've got 2 minutes to answer this. I want you to tell me what your favourite saga is. Out of all of the Dragon Ball Z ones. We're not including anything else, just Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. It's probably the Namek and Frieza saga. Honestly.
The Namekian saga, yeah.
Yeah, because like I say, it was that was kind of the moment. That was like the coolest thing that you'd seen. You had all the stuff that was building up to it as well, with Vegeta constantly going on, like Team 4 Star do a brilliant bit about it. It's like I'm a Super Saiyan, but building up to it and all of that sort of stuff. And the fact, I still think like Cell's cool, but Frieza is still the best.
Yeah.
100%. So that
definitely.
entire and I don't know, because in my head canon I'd mix it up so often with Dragon Ball Abridged. So there's like Zarbon and Dodoria, and I can't get the I can't get the Zarbon Dodoria stuff out of my head just thinking about it. But yeah, the whole thing was just epic. What about you? Favorite saga?
So for me, I can't disagree with you in some respects. One of my favorite sagas is the Frieza arc, and obviously the Namekian saga, because it's not just badass for Goku; it's badass for everyone, really. There's some fights with like Piccolo when he takes on he fuses with Nail. Yeah. Amazing. And then also you've got Gohan just fucking going badass.
Yeah. When
he usually does, like unleashing his power. But for me, we're gonna skip ahead by like 200 and something episodes. We're gonna skip the Cell saga and all the bloody fucking fillers in between. I hate Garlic Jr., by the way. But anyway, that's for another time. And it would be Kid Buu. Not the Majin Buu entire arc, but Kid Buu.
Okay.
And I think the reason why is because of the way it ends. I think the fight scenes are amazing. Goku going Super Saiyan 3 and like nobody else ever being able to match him. He's the only one that can go toe to toe with Kid Buu. And then he realizes that actually even with this mighty power, I still cannot win. Like he never would be able to win. But they fight and he does the Spirit Bomb, and then I'm hoping I'm not spoiling this for many people that are listening, but basically it's just the moment when it skips forward like let's say 17 years and Oob is born.
Yeah.
And he's a fighter, and him and Goku are fighting, and it's because Goku made the wish for Buu to come back as a
good guy.
Spirit, should say. A good guy. And then Oob is born, and it's obviously Buu. Oob spelled Buu spelled backwards, which is just a little bit of a funny one. But yeah, I absolutely love it. And I think that's my favourite saga, because there's just so much in it.
But yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean...
Exactly. And well, that kind of goes into the next part, because if you're going to say you've got your favourite saga, we've got two sort of areas. You can choose your favourite Z fighter, and I want you to choose your favourite villain. So from the team of Z fighters, or anybody else if you want to choose them, who is your favourite member?
I feel like to me it's on equal footing, but I'll pick one. It's Goku. It's got to be Goku.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's bound to be Goku, isn't it?
well, I mean, it's not.
Everyone chooses Goku.
It's not because the
Stereotypical.
cool answer is Vegeta because he's a badass and he's got short and he's got he's got short man syndrome, which I can empathise with, and all of that.
For everyone listening, he is extremely short.
I'm 5'6".
It basically comes up to my nipple.
Oh, piss off.
It is hilarious.
But yeah, no.
You literally do. Don't even deny it. I could rest my arm on you and you'd be like an armrest. Well, that is what I rest you.
You're not that much.
I don't know why I said that.
But yeah,
I am much taller than you.
No, you're not.
I am a giant.
Hardly. But yeah, I mean, to be fair,
compared to you.
Get back on topic.
We've got to digress. It's got to have some funny moments. What's funnier than me ripping you down?
I'm already low enough as it is.
In self-esteem and height.
If only that wasn't true.
I clapped. Sorry for people's ears.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Goku and Vegeta are side by side, but like it's always going to be Goku.
Okay.
Goku's the man.
What about? Oh, so yeah, but it's true. He is the man. So I'll tell you my favorite would actually, yeah, as you say, would be Goku, but really my favorite is Trunks.
Future
My
Trunks.
favorite is Trunks from the future. Yeah. And just to say, the only reason why is because he's just badass in his own right when he fights Goku when they come back post Freezer arc.
Yeah.
I think it's just an epic scene that it kind of sticks in my memory. Is just that fight where Goku fights against Trunks' sword with just his finger, and it's just an epic sort of 20-second bout, and it just makes you realize they're both fucking epic.
Yeah, that's just after he's like filleted Frieza and his dad, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And what is his dad's name again?
Oh, King Cold.
Oh, I always forget this. King Cold, that's it. And then his brother in the movies is Cooler.
Indeed. Yeah.
Called Cooler. So, leading on to that, who's your favourite villain?
I mean, I've already said, like, it's Frieza. Frieza is the one. I mean, I can see arguments for Cell. I wasn't Kid Buu, yes. And the version of Buu that has awakened Gohan as well. Normal Buu, like Majin Buu, it's Raditz is crap. Vegeta, I can't really count him as a villain since 20 years ago. So yeah, I mean for me, it has to be
Raditz
Frieza.
Is shy when you say that,
because when you think of Frieza, not only Frieza going through his transformations, the epic 20-episode 5-minute fight, the Super Saiyan stuff. Then you've got the Ginyu Force, you've got Zarbon and Doria, like a pool.
It's true, yeah. He's got sort of a whole army, hasn't he, of really cool, well, not cool, but really funny bad guys. And to be honest, we will actually do the Dodorian and thingy phase. We will do that as an actual topic, because I think we could talk about that for a long time, because there are a lot of funny things to discuss.
Which
if you're up for that.
That is what Zarbon and
yeah, Zarbon and Dodorian, and just the Ginyu Force as well. We will do a whole episode dedicated to those characters. Because I think we could talk about it for a long time, and we could talk about the funny moments with like the body switching and shit with Captain Ginyu and all that crap.
Yeah, but there has to be,
if you're up for it.
Yeah, we have to include because obviously today we're talking about Dragon Ball Z, and obviously we will go off from side to side here and there, but yes. the theme or the topic is Z. When we do the characters, I think we have to talk about Abridged, because
yes, we will.
It's so good.
Very true. Okay, we'll do that too.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, for my favourite villain, I've already said, obviously, my favourite saga was the Kid Buu episode. And don't get me wrong, Kid Buu is pretty badass. But he's not really a character. He's just a pink little screaming child that's really powerful. I don't think there's much character development there. So my favourite villain is, it's Frieza. But also another badass villain for me is Cooler. I do like the movies with Cooler. Which is controversial, some people don't. But badass character, actually, I think Broly.
I wasn't thinking movies. Yeah, Broly
I'd say Broly for me. Broly, whatever you want to call him. Broly!
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean, Broly. He's my favourite. I think he's just badass. He's pure Super Saiyan.
I can't argue with that, especially after. I mean, the Bio Broly, not so much. I've got to say.
Yeah, no, that's just ridiculous. I mean, get real.
Yeah, but the first, I think, was it the first two Broly movies.
Yeah,
and then Super Broly as well.
Yeah,
like I can't argue with that. Broly is the fact that he was never canon until recently, and again, sort of 20 odd years down the line, people are still wanting him to be canon. So he was eventually made, incorporated into it.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
And those movies were fucking brilliant.
Yeah. They're so good. Well, that kind of puts into... Well, I've got another question, which is... you finish your move. But what we'll do is, what's your favourite DBZ movie? So for me, it is the Broly movies. They're my favourites. And for just pure and simple, the reason being is it's actually got a really good storyline to each of them. It does make sense. It follows well on from the Dragon Ball Z arcs that they belong to. And I just think there's some badass fighting scenes in there.
Yeah, I think
that's my favourite movie.
If not that, then the Cooler movie.
Yeah, as well. Cooler, not the Return of Cooler, but the first Cooler movie. Yeah. Is also it kind of fits so well with the arc it belongs to.
Yeah, I think.
But you can also watch it a bit later on, and it makes sense.
I think the problem with this is we have very similar opinions on this. I'm learning, so I'm trying to think of different things to kind of throw into the conversation, just so that like one of us doesn't say something and then the other one just goes, "Yeah, I agree." So...
No, I know exactly what you mean. So, well, this is where it could be different. So, what is your favorite finishing move of villain or Z Fighter? It does not matter. What's your favorite power or move in Dragon Ball Z?
Do you know what? Yeah, this
character and move.
This might surprise you. Because I think this is one of the most powerful moves in all of Dragon Ball, and it is completely, essentially forgotten about and completely underrated. Destructo Disc. Krillin chops off Great Ozaru.
You're literally choosing my favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah.
How good is Destructo Disc though?
Carry on.
Seriously,
it's
like
fucking epic.
Vegeta transforms into Ozaru form. Like everyone is getting their ass whooped, and with a single Destructo Disc, Krillin chops his fucking tail off.
Yeah.
And reverses. Actually, does he, or is it Yajirobe with his sword? Oh, now forgotten. And I'm second guessing myself.
I think it's Yajirobe.
It is Yajirobe, isn't it?
The sword.
What does Krillin cut with? Just he does something, and it's just insane. Essentially, it's a one hit.
Isn't it?
It's a one hit kill.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know is it the Garlic Jr. saga?
Potentially. I'm pretty sure there's something in canon as well, though. That's the thing.
Mm.
Or no, it's not. He doesn't.
By the way, I've got to call it time just there for a bit. By the way.
Okay, no worries. After that little break, it was Frieza's tail that Krillin cut off with Destructo Disc.
Yes, it was Frieza's tail.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. Bloody hell. How do we forget that?
Because there's so many tails being cut off. I mean, like...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Ozaru Vegeta's tail was cut off. Frieza's tail was cut off. Roshi pulled off Goku's tail. Gohan's tail was pulled off by...
It's cut off by Piccolo.
Yeah. So, far too many tails being removed in that series.
It's not a metaphor, by the way.
I mean, if you're talking Roshi, there's plenty of tail being chased. That's definitely a thing that happens.
Don't even start. He's such a weirdo.
Roshi,
old man.
Roshi's brilliant. But yeah, so I feel like you get what? Okay, so what? Because I stole your choice for favorite move. What would be your second favorite? Do you reckon?
Well, if it's not Destructo Disc, it would have to be Special Beam Cannon.
Okay.
Literally, it's such a badass move. But if not Special Beam Cannon, what it would actually be is Instant Transmission. I know it's not a finishing move, but my favourite move would be Instant Transmission. To move anywhere throughout the universe in a literal split second, faster than the speed of light.
And it is completely OP in that regard. It is a cool move. See, I thought you were going to say something like Tri-Beam Cannon or something like that.
No, I hate Tri-Beam Cannon because I hate that character, Tien. Ugh! Bores the life out of me.
I don't mind Tien. Chaozu, on the other hand, is...
Chaozu, Tien, and Yamcha should have stayed in the Dragon Ball era. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, they were... Well, all of them really were left behind quite a bit. Obviously, Super kind of picks it back up and makes... Krillin especially and Roshi useful again, but by the time we get to Z, they're so outclassed. I mean, well, to be fair, Yamcha did just like piss off and play baseball again, so at least he
he actually did get a life, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew his place. So,
yeah, he does try to fight.
Yeah, it does try, but to be fair, both Tien and Yamcha were very, very good, like, villains.
Yeah, they were. We'll give it that. Yeah, very true. I will agree with you on that one. Well, if that's the case, you are allowed to bring it up at this section here, and it would be, what is your favourite follow-on series? But it could also be prequel, so like pre-series, follow-on series. What is another arc of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball series that's your favourite? I know what yours is going to be.
Well, it's going to be Super. It can't be anything else. Like I say, the thing is, because obviously we're making a distinction between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but they are the same thing. Like literally, there was
one is a follow-on of the other. Yes.
Well, it's not even.
There's no sort of like.
It's not even that it's a follow-on though. That's the thing. It was when it was originally airing. One week it was Dragon Ball, the next week it was Dragon Ball Z. In the manga, there's no distinction.
True,
there's
no actual distinction. Yeah.
There's a split now that we kind of have that, but originally it was just you were reading Dragon Ball or watching Dragon Ball, and then the next week, there's a time skip. Goku's older and he's got a kid, and that was it. It wasn't. That's true. Exactly what it was. That
it is actually that. Yeah. Very true.
It's the same thing. So realistically, exactly. So realistically, when you look at other like follow-on series, you've got Kai, which is pretty much the same thing. But I like the screamy stuff, right? That was part of it for me. The fact that there was a 20-minute episode of Goku literally just powering up, kind of.
Oh, it was so annoying.
I didn't mind it because it was just, especially at the time. Now, if I watched it again, it would probably get on my nerves. But at the time, it was just like it's building to something, so I really wasn't that bothered. So, but Kai is basically the same thing with all of the extended scenes removed. GT was trash.
Yeah.
And
see, now you are encroaching on one. It's not my favourite, but I'm going to say that it is sort of one of my favourite follow-on series because I liked some of the development in it. I liked that Goku went back to being a kid. I thought that was quite cool. I also liked the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, which I know a lot of people don't, but I did enjoy it. I think it was fun and it was kind of quirky and it was out there. It was something extra. Like, I had fun watching it, and because it was there when I was still a teenager, I think that's why I liked it. Now, I look back on it, and it's trash. I hate the whole... They're traveling the universe for the Black Star Dragon Balls. I just hate that. Like, I hate a lot of the storylines in it, but I like that it's Pam, Trunks, and Kid Goku. I think it just works.
See, that was the thing. Super Saiyan 4 I liked. However, to be fair, with Super Saiyan 4, if I remember right, I could be wrong, but if I remember rightly, Toriyama did do the design for that, so that was pretty much his involvement was
Yes.
the design for Super Saiyan 4. And that was a cool transformation. I wasn't a fan of Kid Goku because we'd done that. And I think Kid Goku and Dragon Ball
it was just a way to keep Goku relevant in an area where he was now supposed to be an old man.
I think it was a power scaling issue. It had got to the point before they started coming up with all the extra universes and stuff for Super. I think it was just a way to give him challenges again, because he'd got to the point where he was so powerful that it was just like, well, how fucking extreme
and
do we
nobody
need
else
to make
was
people?
matching him, were they?
Yeah. So now he's a kid. He can barely even transform into Super Saiyan and all this sort of stuff. So it was a way to scale it back a little bit. Baby, I thought, was potentially a very good villain. I wasn't.
I'll agree with you on that one.
I wasn't a massive fan of the dragons. Except
no, I wasn't.
for...
And the final Shenron, he's like the most powerful, blah blah. But it's like he's absorbed the Dragon Balls. It's just like whatever.
But yeah, so for me, and I kind of like the fact that Super is set like immediately after Z. So it's kind of like, GT never happened. We're forgetting about that. That's not a thing anymore. Like, I love that. So because it's and like, okay, like Jiren was shit. Super gave us some really cool moments, to be fair. From the ridiculous, like the dub, especially in the Goku Black arc, the dub of that was hilarious. And if you don't know what I mean, I would suggest going on to Google and searching funny Dragon Ball Super. I've not yet seen
that. Is that when the
don't shoot
second? It's when the other Goku sort of thing.
When real Goku is in the future, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, there's stuff like that which was just such an oversight that it was hilarious. Like, I remember watching that when it was being live streamed was just like, oh, they are fucking idiots. Who has okayed that? But like I say, the Ultra Instinct transformation, stuff like that, I actually thought that the Goku Black thing was quite an interesting one, especially because they'd already introduced the whole time travel thing and the Kais, and in Xenoverse 1 and 2, the games, because they were original stories, they'd already introduced like the Supreme Kai of Time and all this sort of stuff. So I thought that was quite an interesting thing. It was irritating in the way that the whole kind of first 25 episodes were essentially Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F. That was annoying. Yeah, because I was there on opening day, like at the cinemas. I want to see these films. It's been years since I've seen anything new that's Dragon Ball. I like Super. It's not going to be as good as the original. It can't be. There's no way that it can. But it was still fun. It still had those nostalgic moments. Some of the villains were shit, but like the final battle at the end of the Tournament of Power was just insane. Like, so many people tuned in that it crashed the Crunchyroll website. So there was something.
I haven't seen it yet, so I still need to.
Yeah, you do. And obviously, then off the back of that, Super, you've got the Broly movie, which was brilliant, which we were supposed to go and see, and you bailed on me, so I had to go and see it by myself because there's no way I wasn't going to see it.
Oh yes, I remember. Sorry about that.
I ended up going to bloody Star City in Birmingham at midnight by myself. So I was like, I just want to see the film. And there's the new one coming out next year as well, which I haven't seen any info for actually. Which I'm going to go and see. I'm going to go and see on opening night, and I don't care if it's on at like midnight, midweek, and I have to have zero sleep.
It
for
would
work
not
the following day.
surprise me if you were camping up outside with your little deck chair, your old man thermos that's got some like coffee infused with some sort of alcohol in it, and you're just drinking it and mumbling to yourself about how much you love Dragon Ball Z.
When Mugen Train came out the other week here in the UK, because it was already out in everywhere else, basically. America had already got it, Europe had got it, and we got it last, I think, for some reason. But literally the day that the tickets were released, I had my ticket booked. I got to the cinema like 2 hours early because I was just like, I want to see this film. I've been waiting for a year to see this film.
Oh, for the listeners, he does this weekly.
We don't get enough movies like that. I can't do it weekly. If we had them coming out, I would. 100%.
He just rewatches the same thing until it's no longer in cinema, and then he stands outside and demands they bring it back.
Do you know what? I was going to go and see it a second time.
He's like an anti-protester. I want the movie back. I want the movie back.
I do. I was going to go and see it a second time, and it had already finished its run.
I'm not surprised.
Like a week and a half later, it broke all of the records over there.
Yeah.
Still breaking records, and we have it for a week and a half. It was fucking ridiculous.
That's usually what happens though, in the UK.
And it's a very, very good film. I think it's a.
Very true.
Leave that for later.
Yeah, leave it for another time. Well, it kind of takes us into the final area, should we say, which is from yourself, announcements/news. So take it away, Crock.
Yeah, figured we'd put a bit of a news section in here. And to be fair, there's always loads and loads of news. One of them that I thought was news turned out not to be. It was just Twitter bluster, so that can be deleted from the list. I fucking hate Twitter sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, just it's a few things that
don't
I
believe
found
everything you read
to be...
on the internet or hear on a podcast.
No.
Just saying.
First bit of news. Violet Evergarden. Ever heard of that?
I have, yes.
You're aware of Violet Evergarden. Have you seen it?
No, I've not.
It is a brilliant series. I think it's on Netflix. It's a really, really good series. Well worth watching. As with Demon Slayer, the movie came out in Japan last year at some point. We've been waiting, and there are one-off screenings in the UK on the 1st of July, it has been announced.
Oh,
that's what I was doing while we were having a break. I booked my ticket.
So you were booking. Okay. I did think it was for something along those lines, and that's why you said, let's save it for the news section. News!
Yeah, it looks like it's a one-off as well, from what I can see from the write-ups.
Yeah.
Only showing on the 1st of July. So anybody, I mean that is UK only. Obviously, any other country will be different. We have listeners in Australia and America, but yeah, so that is being released on the 1st of July, which I think is
for those down under. Don't go by our timings.
Yeah.
We're a weird country.
Very much so. Speaking of Demon Slayer as well, still breaking records. The Mugen Train, which is now available on Blu-ray and DVD, has topped the charts and outperformed even Frozen 2 in terms of numbers sold already, which is it's ridiculous. I mean, admittedly, I don't know what the Japanese cinema scene is like, but obviously when it came out over there last year, it just blew everything else away into especially for animated movies, and it seems to still be doing it. It's the amount of look at the regular edition Blu-ray disc has sold 351,326 copies. It's only been out a couple of days. It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah. So I will be buying one of those. Because like I say, I wanted to see it a second time, and now I can. But yeah, the only other bit of news that we've got, and this is very much a personal thing, of personal interest, is my football club, Liverpool Football Club, best team in England,
Mm.
have signed a multi-year deal with publishing house Kodansha, which I found quite interesting because, like, Kodansha are involved in like Fire Force, Attack on Titan, like, big manga and anime. You know, they're one of the world's biggest publishing companies, and they've teamed up, and they're teaming up with the Liverpool Football Club Foundation, which is the charity associated with the club, and they're going to be offering sort of placements and support for students in universities and colleges all around the area, which I thought was really, really cool. I'm just hoping that they, you know, we have like fucking Titans plastered across like the stadium or something like next season. Like, that would be so cool. It won't happen, but I'd love to see it.
Mm.
You've been very quiet through that section.
Fair play, fair play. That was your section. It's a news section.
True.
I'm going to let you do the news.
Okay.
It's going to be your baby.
Cool. So I know
But
going
I've
forwards.
also put there any other business. I feel like we're on a work call. AOB.
Go on then. And what have you got?
Any other business? To be honest, nothing from me. I actually have no news. For once in my life, I'm quiet.
That's boring.
Even though right now words are coming from my mouth.
I have a complaint, actually.
I am a boring person today.
I have.
Why do you have a complaint?
I have a complaint because, as you know, I collect figurines, and I
yes you do
on the same day, right? I ordered a model of Shiro from No Game No Life, from amiami.com,
really?
based and shipping from Japan, right? They're brilliant. At the same time, the same day, I ordered a couple of figures, in stock figures, from a UK based company, which is about 150 miles away. Want to have a guess which one turned up first? The one from Japan or the one from England?
I'm assuming the one from Japan.
Yeah.
Because shipping in England right now is still fucked.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's in stock. Like, shipping isn't that bad. You order from other places and stuff. You might have a 24 to 48 hour delay. But given that the Japanese post beat this fucking company,
That is quite funny.
They can't have dispatched it until like the day before or something. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
On the other hand, Ami
quite funny though.
Yeah, it is quite funny. It was just when like the doorbell rang and I was like, oh, must be my figurines. Oh, it's this one. Fucking ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
We do have.
Can you imagine?
A final bit to close off with as well.
We do. It's to add back? No, not add back. Add to our top 5. So last week, we were counting down from 5. So you said JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for your number 5 in your top 5 anime, and I said Tenji Muyo. So would you like to give us your 4th one on your list, please, Crock?
Indeed. So what I've actually decided with this is going to be...
What a crock of shit.
Fuck off. Never heard that before.
Well, obviously not. I'm the inventor of all cheesy as fuck. Like, slow. I'm really not on it today.
You're really not, no.
Cheesy as fuck. Some things. I can't even think of a name. No, I'm really not on it. What is going on?
After I decided on JoJo's...
Sorry, carry on. You're number 4.
Thank you. Am I allowed to talk now? Is that how this works?
No, shut the fuck up. For once in your
life.
life.
Okay, you go then.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. After I...
Sorry, no, go ahead.
After I chose JoJo's last week, I've decided this is my top 5 shonen list. Mm-hmm. Because obviously we were talking about different categories and stuff. So my top 5 shonen. So at number 4 is going to be Shokugeki no Soma. Food Wars.
I'll let you type that one in.
I'll just put Food Wars.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. It's the one you mentioned before.
Yeah, I think I did. I've mentioned it to you before. Seriously,
you have a few times.
It's such a good show. I mean, it came in for a lot of criticism, obviously, which actually was pretty much unwarranted. The usual thing. Bear in mind it's shonen, right? And shonen is for young boys. It's for teenage boys. That's what it. That's their demographic. That's why.
Is, yeah.
Well, no, that's what it is. That's what it means. Yeah. So that's why it's usually fighting girls with big bobs, all of that sort of stuff, because they know that teenage boys are horny and they want explosions and fighting and action and bits of comedy thrown in and stuff. So that's what it's for. Food Wars is a perfect example of that. There's no fighting in it though, because obviously everything is like a cook-off between highly trained chefs.
Yeah.
And it's such.
I remember you saying.
It's such a good show. I mean, like, but when the main protagonist produces a dish so delicious that even the audience's clothes are thrown from their bodies and disintegrated, it's so over the top and ridiculous, but it's so good. But yeah, I mean, it came in for a lot of criticism.
So anime.
It is 100. It's such an anime thing.
It sounds like it came in for a lot of criticism as well, to be honest.
Well, the thing is, it did, and it was unwarranted because
you aren't selling it to me.
Well, the thing is, it was all like, oh, it's sexist, all these women having their clothes shown. Actually, there's more men in that show are shown in those kind of...
Yet again, stereotypically anime.
Well, no, in terms of the reactions and, there's not nudity in it because, it's for teenage boys, but there's suggested nudity, if you like. There is far more of that of men than there is of the women. But obviously, there's the usual thing of I'm gonna focus in on this one scene from this 24-hour episode and go, it's a sexist show. Well, it's not, because or if it is, it's the other way around. You're just picking out the one example of 20, sort of thing. It is well worth watching.
Yeah,
it is really, really well worth watching.
Okay. Fair play. Well, I will have to give it a go. That is the deal. Okay, so I said it could be top 5 anything, but if that's going to be the case, I'm going to keep my top 5 relatively similar. Okay. And in that case, I'm also going to put in my 4th top anime from this style. It's not shonen, but I'm going to pick a few that are similar style, similar age. I'm going to actually go Tenchi Universe. So... and that being is because last week I was actually struggling to choose between Tenchi Muyo and Tenchi Universe, and I said that I prefer Tenchi Muyo, but secretly Tenchi Universe.
Really?
And the reason being is they are 2 different stories. It has the same characters, with the same powers, don't get me wrong, similar type of storyline, but it completely reverses the storyline, and the way that all the characters meet and the character development is also completely different. So whereas in Tenchi Muyo it's told one way, and it's sort of like your stereotypical this is how boy meets girl, or should I say boy meets multiple girls. Boy has to choose between multiple girls as who he will end up with. Well, he doesn't really, but there's 3 girls pining after the main character, which is Tenchi Muyo. And I'm not going to go too much into storylines because it's actually quite a short anime, but there is a lot to it. But yeah, basically, the main protagonist, which is Tenchi, has 3 lovely women after him, and all these women have different backgrounds, different storylines, different character developments, and yeah, it at one point there is a fight between the 3 women for Tenchi's part, should we say? And it's actually a pretty epic battle because they're all quite powerful, strong women in their own rights from different corners of the universe. It's all based on Earth, as per usual, but it is multi-dimensional, should we say. And then Tenchi Universe, as it says, actually explores the universe. It is it's not based on Earth anymore. It goes further afield and explores different areas of the universe and a different storyline. But there's, as I've said before, the Fateful Rabbit spaceship also plays a part in this too. So in Tenchi Muyo, there is a spaceship that is alive, and it's called Ryo Oki.
Okay.
And basically, they are in Tenchi Muyo. It starts out with there is a specific force, and they are after the person who is a space pirate, should we say, who flies Ryo-Oki. I'm not going to say the name because it spoils it. You have to watch it.
Okay.
Genuinely, the person's name is actually spoiled if you do it, so you need to watch it to
Right.
figure out. But also, it's the same in Tenchi universe, but it's sort of like I can't. It's hard to explain because it's been years since I watched it. But yeah, Ryo-Oki is still there, and Ryo-Oki is still a very cute little rabbit.
So does it not matter?
That loves carrots.
Does it not matter which order you watch it in? Like you can watch either one.
No,
Okay.
not really. You could watch either one, but I'd say watch Tenchi Muyo first, then Tenchi Universe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so cool. It's basically anime Star Wars.
Okay.
If I could put it anyway, it is actually anime Star Wars. It's sort of like a Japanese Star Wars. It is fucking brilliant. And Ryo-Oki and the lady that pilots her, I can say it's a lady, that's fine. She is just badass.
Okay.
She literally is. So if you do get a chance, all I'm going to say is watch Tenchi Muyo and then watch Tenchi Muyo.
I'm just looking it up now.
And that's me. That's my top 2. There you go.
Cool. So you like Tenchi stuff then?
Yeah. I do. I love me some Tenchi Muyo.
Superb. Well, I know you're probably going to have to shoot off, but we can call it.
I do have to shoot off. But yes, we'll call it there.